Hello and welcome back to the course of Fundamental of Electronics and Electrical Engineering. The topic that I am going to discuss in this video lecture is analysis of purely capacitive circuit. In the previous video lecture, I have already discussed how analysis of purely resistive and inductive circuit is done. Now following the same procedure for the analysis of purely capacitive circuit. So let us start with this circuit. So here you can say one capacitor having capacitance C Farad is connected across a alternating voltage V, and because of alternating voltage, alternating current will start to flow in this circuit. Now this circuit consists of pure capacitor. Now pure capacitor means what? Pure capacitor is having zero resistance. This is similar to the pure inductor which is having zero resistance, but no capacitor is having zero resistance. For study purpose we are only taking that capacitance is pure, that is a pure capacitor is having zero resistance. Now as alternating voltage V is equal to Vm sin omega t is applied across capacitor of capacitance C Farad, alternating current will start to flow. Now what is the charge and voltage across the capacitor? So charge Q is given by product of C and V. Now Q is a charge on plates at any instant of time t, and suppose V is equal to voltage across the plate at any instant of time t. So we can write Q is equal to C Vm sin omega t, putting the value of V. And now what is the expression of current? So we know I is equal to Q by T, or I is equal to dQ by dt. So I is equal to dQ by dt. Now putting the value of Q in this equation, so d by dt in bracket CVm sin omega t. Now CVm is a constant term, so differentiation of sin omega t with respect to dt is omega cos omega t. So we can write I is equal to CVm omega sin cos omega t. Now we can write this expression as I is equal to Vm divided by 1 upon omega c cos omega t. So Vm divided by 1 upon omega c sin pi by 2 plus omega t. We can write cos theta is equal to sin pi by 2 plus theta. So we have expression of I in terms of cos omega t, and we are getting the final expression I is equal to Vm divided by 1 upon omega c sin pi by 2 plus omega t. Now this is nothing but the maximum value of the current. It is a coefficient of sine. So maximum current is given, suppose it is represented by Im. So Im is equal to Vm divided by 1 upon omega c. So we can write Im is equal to Vm omega c. So putting Vm omega c is equal to Im in this expression, we are getting resulting current, that is I is equal to Im sin pi by 2 plus omega t. Now comparing this expression of resulting current with the applied voltage. Applied voltage is V is equal to Vm sin omega t, and resulting current is I is equal to Im sin pi by 2 plus omega t. Now both the expression contains sin term, but here there is a phase difference between applied voltage and resulting current, and phase difference is pi by 2. But here phase difference is plus pi by 2, that is 90. In the case of purely inductive circuit, phase difference is minus pi by 2. Here phase difference is plus pi by 2. Now what is our conclusion from both these expressions? So we can say for purely capacitive circuit, current leads the applied voltage by pi by 2. In the case of purely inductive circuit, current lags behind the applied voltage by pi by 2, but here current leads the applied voltage by pi by 2. And for purely resistive circuit, voltage and current are in phase. Now drawing the phasor diagram from both this expression, so taking V as a reference, and now current I will be drawn in upward direction because it is leading the applied voltage, and angle between applied voltage and resulting current is pi by 2. So this is how you can draw the phasor diagram from the given expression of voltage and current. Now drawing the waveform of voltage and current simultaneously. Now voltage V is equal to Vm sin omega t is taken as a reference. So it is starting with the origin 0, and one cycle is taken, that is between 0 to 2 pi. Now current is leading in this case. What does it mean? It means current attains maximum value before voltage attains its maximum value, but it attains its maximum value before pi by 2 angle. So here we can draw the waveform of current like this way. So here you can see current attains its maximum value at 0, where voltage attains its maximum value at pi by 2. So that means current is leading the voltage in this case, and the phase difference between both these waveform is pi by 2. Here you can see current attains its minimum value at minus pi by 2 and voltage attains its minimum value at 0. So again, from this we can also say that current is leading in the case of capacitive circuit. But as it is a purely capacitive circuit, phase difference will be exactly pi by 2. Now, capacitive reactance. So we know Im is equal to Vm divided by 1 upon omega C. Now capacitive reactance is the opposition to the flow of current offered by the capacitance C. So it is similar to the inductive reactance. So opposition offered to the flow of current, but in this case it is offered by capacitance. So capacitive reactance is the opposition offered to the flow of current by the capacitor. So its unit is ohm, it is measured in terms of ohm. So we can write it is denoted by Xc. So we can write Xc is equal to 1 upon omega C. So Xc is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi Fc. So Xc is inversely proportional to the frequency. What does it mean? Where F is the frequency of the applied voltage. So what does it mean? If the frequency of the applied voltage increases, capacitive reactance decreases. If the frequency decreases, capacitive reactance increases. Now, finding out the expression of power, instantaneous power and average power for purely capacitive circuit. So instantaneous power is given by product of instantaneous value of the voltage and current. So we can write P is equal to V into I. V is the instantaneous value of the voltage and I is the instantaneous value of the current. Putting the value of V and I, we have already found the value of I. So P is equal to Vm sin omega t into Im sin omega t plus pi by 2. Now we can write sin omega t plus pi by 2 is equal to cos omega t. So P is equal to Vm Im sin omega t into cos omega t. Now multiplying this equation by multiplying and dividing this equation by 2. So we have 2 sin omega t cos omega t. And 2 sin omega t cos omega t is nothing but the sin 2 omega t. So we can write P is equal to Vm Im divided by 2 into sin 2 omega t. This is the expression of instantaneous power in the case of purely capacitive circuit. In the case of purely inductive circuit, we are having a negative sign over here. This is the only difference between purely capacitive and purely inductive circuit instantaneous power expression. Now taking omega t is equal to theta, so we can write P is equal to Vm Im divided by 2 sin 2 theta, where Vm Im divided by 2 is nothing but the magnitude of the instantaneous power at any instant, where Vm Im divided by 2 is the magnitude of instantaneous power. Now finding out the expression for average power. So average power as usual is for one cycle is given by P average is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi integration 0 to 2 pi P into d theta, where P is the instantaneous power. Now putting the value of instantaneous power that we have got, so P average is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi integration 0 to 2 pi Vm Im divided by 2 sin 2 theta into d theta. Now Vm Im divided by 2 is a constant term, so taking it outside, so we are having Vm Im divided by 4 pi integration 0 to 2 pi sin 2 theta into d theta. Now integration of sin 2 theta with respect to theta is minus cos 2 theta divided by 2. So P average can be written as P average is equal to Vm Im divided by 4 pi in bracket minus cos 2 theta divided by 2. Limits are from 0 to 2 pi. Now putting the value of limit and taking negative sign outside, we can write P average is equal to minus Vm Im divided by 8 pi in bracket cos 4 pi minus cos 0. Now both these values are equal, so we are getting P average is equal to 0. So hence average power, what is the conclusion? Average power consumed in purely capacitive circuit for complete one cycle is 0. This is similar to the purely inductive circuit. So for both the cases, for purely inductive circuit and for purely capacitive circuit, average power consumed over one cycle is 0. But as I told you, inductor and capacitor cannot be pure, it is having certain resistances. So in that case, suppose whenever we are going to analyze RL series circuit and RC series circuit, we will be not getting zero power, zero average power. As this circuit is a purely capacitive circuit, and then we are getting average power, that is 0. Now drawing the waveform of voltage, current and power simultaneously. Now this is the expression of voltage which is taken as a reference. Now current in this case is leading the voltage by pi by 2, means current attains its maximum value at 0. So first voltage is drawn which is taken as a reference. With respect to that voltage waveform, current waveform is you have to draw. Now to draw the waveform of power, we have to take the instances. So between 0 to pi by 2, voltage is positive, current is positive, so product will be positive, so waveform will be in positive direction. Between pi by 2 to pi, voltage is positive and current is negative, so product will be negative, so power waveform will be in this direction. Between pi to 3 pi by 2, current and voltage both are negative, so product will be positive. And between 3 pi by 2 to 2 pi, current is positive and voltage is negative, so product will be negative. So final power waveform will be looking like this way. So here we are getting the positive cycle, here we are having negative cycle. Now you can see, if we take the average of the power over one cycle, that is between this cycle, that will be 0, because it consists of both positive and negative cycle which are identical. So that's why average power consumed for purely capacitive circuit is 0 over one cycle. Now what is the maximum value of that? That is Vm by 2. So this is how you can draw the waveform of voltage, current and power simultaneously. First you have to draw the waveform of voltage and current, then you have to take the small instances, and then you have to draw the waveform of power. Now final thing is a power factor. Now what is the phase difference between applied voltage and resulting current in the case of purely capacitive circuit? So here phase angle between applied voltage and resulting current is 90. So power factor is given by cos phi. So cos phi and phi is 90 over here. So we can write cos phi is equal to cos 90 and value of cos 90 is 0. But here you have to write in bracket leading, because current leads the applied voltage in the case of capacitor. So this is, we are getting 0 power factor, but it is a 0 leading. So the power factor for purely capacitive circuit is 0 leading. So this is all about the today's video lecture. In this video lecture, I have discussed the analysis of purely capacitive circuit. We derived the expression of voltage and current, derived the expression of instantaneous power and average power, and we draw the waveform of voltage, current and power simultaneously, and finally we found the value of the power factor in the case of purely capacitive circuit. So hope you have enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching.